Hello and welcome to Rebel Republic, the best and most controversial political show in the Northeast, New York, Massachusetts, New Hampshire, Vermont, Maine, Rhode Island, even Delaware. Who knows where we can go? Dave loves my ASMR voice.
Very good, but you got a good ASMR voice.
To my left is the voice of reason, Frank Cristiano.
The soothing sounds of Coach Schumann airwaves.
And then Coach Schumann, who's deciding to participate in this show as he's eating. Coach Schumann, it's great to see you, and I love your hair. The hair's back.
You know what I'm going with? I'm going with...
You're not the old man look. You're not going with the old man look.
No, you know what look I'm going with now? There's a new show, a country show.
Of course there is.
The group, these families in Texas, and Josh Brolin's in it.
Oh, I love him.
And he's got the long hair. And Minka Kelly's in it.
Oh.
Remember Minka Kelly from...
What channel's it on? Is it a Netflix or is it TV?
It's Netflix.
Okay.
Minka Kelly is 44 years old. Can you believe that?
Wow. Really?
Remember her from Friday Night Lights?
Of course I do. That was my show. Is there any Brokeback Mountain stuff in there? Is that a no?
That's a no.
That's a no.
Yeah.
This isn't the Billy the Liquor Guy podcast here.
I got yelled at for saying that Brokeback Mountain's a beautiful love story when I was in Nashville with the guys.
There you go.
But it still is a beautiful love story.
It'll get your friends down in Nashville.
Yeah, they can't wait to stay in the same room with you after that.
I know.
So, Dave, I wanted to ask you, because I was surprised to read this, that the Defense Secretary, Pete Hegseth, announced on Monday that the U.S. military will soon be seeing a dramatic reduction in the number of general officers across all branches. He said this is a historic move to fulfill President Trump's commitment to achieving peace through strength. We're going to shift resources from bloated headquarters elements to our war fighters, said Hegseth. What do you think about this? And, this is in response, apparently, to how Russia has responded to U.S., their minerals deals with Ukraine and the military bolstering drone technology. But a reduction in generals, that seems to me is showing weakness.
That's an interesting. I'm not super familiar with this. I'm just looking at it now. Yeah. Generals reduction is, and I think he's going to cut active duty ranks too, right? So the number of people in active duty as well.
Yes.
So is there an investment in technology to supplement some of this, or what is this?
It doesn't seem to. It says in the first phase they're cutting a minimum of 20% of 4-star generals.
Yeah, I saw that. I didn't see. Okay.
Phase 2, it's a 10% reduction in general and flag officers across the military, but it does not say if it has to do with anything as far as technology or AI.
I think you just got a bunch of guys doing the same thing, so cut them down. How many do you need? After a while,
it's redundant, like you said.
After a while, you don't need to be looking over your shoulder for the general to always make the decision. You know what I mean? After a while, it can be done by someone under that in a lesser capacity.
What their role is.
Yeah, exactly. And a lot of these guys walk around with stars on their chests and shake hands and kiss babies too. They're not doing much. They're not doing that much.
No, and they've been there forever, and They got great pensions, great lives, all that. This news I saw earlier, and I just thought it was funny reading about it.
This is more exciting already.
Well, conservatives, they mocked apparently people who had their house broken into. And conservatives mock the Democratic rhetoric about oligarchy as the New York City living room pic of Alex Soros and Aberdeen goes viral. And Bill and Hillary were among the guests who were hosted.
Aberdeen, you mean Wiener's former wife?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Anna Winter's West Village townhouse. Conservatives skewered an online photo of liberal mega donor Alex Soros and former Hillary Clinton aide Huma Abedin.
Yeah.
So the article from the New Yorker went viral and showing notable New Yorkers in their living rooms, ranging from big names in entertainment to politics. And it was just public home facing shame, spaces and such. It bears particular burden that showcasing to others who the occupants are. They think it was out of line. The Democrats think that the conservatives were completely out of line, making fun of them and skewering them in the media for this. What were your thoughts?
Well, didn't they want less? Didn't they want to welcome everybody into their home?
They did want to welcome everybody. You're right.
I thought they said that we should all be allowing people into our homes. If
yeah, they should. You know, are we a sanctuary state?
Then what are they
It's
upset
not a
about?
state
Or
city.
Yeah.
New York City is. No, we're not a sanctuary state.
Yeah. The photo featuring Soros particularly went viral because of the Democrats' recent focus on fighting oligarchy. What the hell is that?
That's the tour that Bernie Sanders and AOC are going on around the country right now. It's the Fighting Oligarchy tour. Basically, basically it's a
fighting General Zahn?
small set of billionaires and powerful people that are manipulating the country.
Oh, so Dave, you better watch out. They're coming for the billionaires.
So they're definitely not coming for me then.
You better watch out.
You see my thing. I'm Eric the Viking fan.
So he said that?
Tremendous wrestler.
He said that they were going after fighting the billionaires. This Alex Soros and Bernie Sanders did.
Well, that's what the oligarchy basically is.
Okay,
but the oligarchy only applies to conservative billionaires.
Of course it does.
It doesn't apply to Soros and others.
Nothing applies to the liberals.
Correct.
I know that.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you don't think that George Soros' father has corrupted voting in this country far worse than any Republican could have ever done, then you're incorrect. I mean, he throws money at every liberal cause, every liberal politician, anything to disrupt the small core and nucleus of conservative thought that's in this country, because it is a small core. Now, granted, this last election has broadened the horizon of younger people.
It has.
Younger males especially have sort of opened up their eyes to see what the fallacies of a liberal thought train or a democratic system is. You can see that. And they've had their eyes opened up after this last election. But traditionally, conservatives are smaller in numbers.
Yeah,
it's easier.
Yes.
It's easier and more fun to be liberal because, hey, there are no rules. There are no rules. There really aren't. You tell me,
you can do whatever you want.
Basically, that's what it is. So I can see where they have a natural way to get mad at oligarchies because they're just conservative billionaires that throw around their money and we don't really believe in what they do.
Russia too, because Putin had originally his oligarchs, right?
Right.
So it's a reference to try to say that we're like fascist Russian.
Fascist.
Really?
I love that.
Yeah, because Putin, when he came into power, part of his thing was he had these very powerful oligarchs. He's become much more powerful than all of them. Wow. But originally, the oligarchs were the big supporting group, a handful of.
I got to use that in my vocabulary.
One by one, he wiped them out. Basically, just to gain total control.
Oh, so he used them for what he needed them for, and then they were gone.
Correct. They helped get him in power,
and then one by
one they got wiped
off with their heads.
Basically.
Okay.
Some of them, yeah. I think
Yes, there were a few that are dead. Yes. Yeah.
So I thought this was interesting because it has to do with UConn, Dave. Paige Beckers from the Dallas Wings laments lack of equal coverage of Black women and talks white privilege. She received national attention in the middle of her collegiate career with UConn when she lamented the lack of coverage of Black women received at the ESPY Awards in 2021. 4 years later, she remains of that belief. Black women do not receive enough coverage from the media, and added that she thinks white people benefit from more marketing opportunities.
Is Paige Beckers is a Black woman?
That's what's surprising. Paige Beckers is not a Black woman. It's still an issue every single day. The Rookie said on Time Magazine, there's never going to be equal coverage. There's white privilege every single day that I see, she said, in terms of marketing opportunities. I feel like I've worked extremely hard and been blessed by God.
What Paige should just do: refer to herself because she's rich and she feels guilty. She should go into her pocket.
Yeah, and donate.
Reparations.
As a donation to some of the Black players that she feels are getting the shaft. Stop putting your hands in other people's pockets
and telling them what to do.
Telling them what to do.
That's crazy.
You want to give some of your money to somebody.
Yeah, you got millions.
You do that.
Absolutely.
Don't give other people's money to other people.
It's because
Are people going to learn that?
It's because she probably is dating AZ Fudd. She's Black, so maybe that's why she's so passionate.
Are you breaking the story right now? Is this
I said allegedly.
She's dating a woman?
Yes.
Really?
Allegedly.
I thought she was straight.
No. Do you ever watch the way she dresses?
Yeah.
She doesn't dress straight.
I don't know about that. She's an athlete.
Yeah, well, she can dress up when she wants, but I don't think for a second she's straight.
I think she's straight.
She's not straight. The Rookie's comments echoed what Caitlin Clark told Time Magazine last year. So that's interesting that, especially the WNBA, I don't think white or Black have privilege, except for Caitlin Clark. I mean, she definitely blew up over the pit. You think she earned it?
Caitlin Clark?
Yeah. You would say that she earned
at this point in time. She is, and can't even compare it realistically because it took Michael Jordan longer to develop stardom.
Yes, it did. Yes,
Caitlin Clark is the Michael Jordan of the WNBA right now. I mean, without a doubt, she walks in the room. So they just had an exhibition game. I think it was 2 days ago against Brazil. It was the Indiana Fever versus the Brazilian national team. I think Indiana won by like 40. After the game, all the Brazilian national team women hung out and they wanted to get autographs from Caitlin Clark. I mean, that is why maybe a white woman gets more media attention, is because how many people are standing in line from opposing teams,
Angel Reese,
looking to get autographs from. I mean, and here's the other thing too. The WNBA, if we're going to go to that,
you're completely wrong.
I'm not.
You are.
How am I wrong?
Because if she was that big, then the WNBA wouldn't have lost $50 million last year.
The WNBA
never made money.
The WNBA, okay. No, realistically, they are making money now.
No, they're not.
They are. They are making money now. Yes.
They just announced that the league lost $50 million last year.
Correct. The league lost money, but more money is pouring in from NBA teams to be able to sign, and from sponsorship deals, to be able to sign players at a higher level of income.
But do you realize the maximum? I think it's like $350,000. Dave, I don't know if you can check.
But that's gone from a maximum, a minimum. You're talking the minimum of $350 or max.
No, that's the max.
The max. Their minimum was 70-something thousand a year.
No, it was.
So I mean, that's a huge. Right, that's a huge jump.
So let's talk about.
I just think if the league was reliant,
marketable, okay, as a female athlete is very different than marketable as a male athlete.
100%.
whether people like it or not, this is the facts about it. The facts. If you are the very, very best player, okay, like she was coming out of college, Caitlin Clark, and she was a normal human being.
And she was.
Okay. Regular person, had a boyfriend, blah, blah, blah.
Bible Belt, all that stuff.
She's going to get more attention. Okay. That's the reality. A male, black, white, or indifferent, is going to get the attention purely because he is performing on the field.
Skill.
And listen, if he's handsome, it doesn't help. Sure, it
and
does.
If he's charismatic.
Charismatic is probably more important, right? Peyton Manning's not handsome, but he's charismatic. And then you can point to plenty of black athletes. Michael Jordan was handsome and charismatic and great player. I mean, but if you look at like some of the players that are getting attention that are female athletes, and Caitlin Clark's a little different. She's a normal looking person.
She's not sexualized as much as other players have been in the past.
Sophie Cunningham and the other girl on her team, Lexi Hull, they're beautiful. They're on the Indiana Fever with Caitlin Clark.
Right.
And Indiana Fever as an organization has saw what happened with Caitlin Clark and said we need more great players that are marketable too. Okay. Now those two girls happen to be white. All right. But there's two women broadcasters that I see in basketball all the time that are really pretty. The one who used to play at Notre Dame, she was in the WNBA for a long time.
Ruth Riley.
Yes. So, and they get plenty of opportunities. I mean,
I think Rebecca Lobo does too. I don't know if she's there.
I watched the NCAA. These women who are
yes, I know what you're talking about. Yes,
right front and center, and they're very pretty.
Yes,
and they're. There's a market. Listen, now to the WNBA purist fans, okay, who kind of, embrace maybe of like the alternative living styles and all that kind of stuff. And I'm not judging it in any way, shape, or form. I'm just saying, embrace it. That may bother them, but they don't understand that if you're going to sell jerseys, you're selling to mom and pop. You're selling to
they're the one who's buying. You're right.
Their daughter, whether they're from the inner city or not. I don't care if they're. I would even argue to say that people who might be financially disadvantaged in homes from traditional families that like are raised, hey, like we expect you to date a man if you're a woman, right? Even from poorer homes, those people are going to be more likely to buy jerseys from the person who seems more similar to them. Okay?
Absolutely.
And there are much more people that are marketable, that are attractive, that are solid players. Whether they are great players or not is less relevant in women's sports.
Well, yes, of course. It's sexualized more.
Let me bundle it all up for you real quick on my end.
Yes, I can't wait.
Yes, I know it's on the tip of my tongue.
No, he's right. It's sexualized more.
So no. So
it's not sexual.
No, it's not. It's not sexual.
I think
there's a CarMax commercial out there with WNBA players. I don't know if you've seen it. There's like 4 of them, and they're all cramped in a little car, and they're making jokes. And I don't know who's in the back. I thought it was Sue Bird, and she commented to the driver, who was like, "Why are you settling for this car? I mean, you didn't settle for one WNBA MVP, you got 3." And I looked at the woman in the front, who's the 3-time WNBA MVP, and I'm like, "Who the fuck is that?"
Probably Diana.
No, African American woman. I don't follow the WNBA at all. They give me no reason to follow it. Well, give me something.
The marketability of Caitlin Clark, you don't like if you watched her play.
I would if the Fever are playing a game every so often, I'd probably tune in a little bit just to watch it a little bit. But I'm not.
You're not going to watch.
They got to give me something. I don't know. They got to lower the rims. I need to see some dunks. I need to see some windmills.
People have suggested
I think that's a big part of the. If you want to attract on the athletic portion of it, right?
People have said that.
But you got to have the total package.
gymnasts are the example to use. Gymnasts in the Olympics and female track and field athletes are the examples to use. Now, listen, obviously it helps when they're more attractive, but their performance gets looked at a lot more because it's at such a high level. You could see a woman tumbling through the air and go, that's impressive. So, but are
the hurdles the same height as the men?
No, they're lower. That's a good point.
They are. Okay. That's what I was saying.
If they went on the higher hurdles, they wouldn't get over them.
Right. Well, that's why the shot put's lighter.
I would watch that. I would watch massive catastrophes to have them hurdle the same height as men. And that would be exciting.
No, I agree. People have said they should lower it to 8 feet.
Actually, it's a valid point from an excitement standpoint. What the lowered hurdles allow for the females to do is run as fast as the men do. The hurdle,
absolutely.
The hurdle race is 10 meters shorter, and the hurdles are lower. Yeah. So their times are faster, and sometimes they do, but it allows people to see something that looks high level. When FloJo was the 100-meter dash champion, she was celebrated. She was black.
Yeah, she was.
Right. She had long hair, and you see that much more. Listen, female track athletes, okay, and gymnasts are my example because they try to look good and be pretty at the same time that they're performing. Right. Okay, that matters to the general public.
Right.
Correct. The casual viewer.
And there are more men. There are more men viewing sports than women.
Absolutely. But that's what you had said. Women need to come out and support their own cause.
They do. And they don't because they don't give a shit about sports.
Well, no, they do. The attendance has gone up significantly.
It's gone up simply because of one person in the league. Now, bottom line, I'm telling you right now, in general, females don't give a shit about sports compared to men.
No, they don't.
They don't. No. They don't.
No.
No, they're happy. They played. They run around. Oh, I did this, but they're not. They're not. There's a small percentage that do, and they're hard nosed, and I like that.
UConn,
but most women of them watch the men.
Right.
Let's be honest, okay? Like this is the thing that no one wants to be honest about things. The bottom line is this, okay? Men watch sports because of performance, okay?
Competition, yes.
Competition. Women don't know the fucking difference, okay? The majority of women.
No.
They watch it because it's a social thing.
Yeah.
It's a social thing. I go with my boyfriend to the game. We have a great time. There's Tom Brady. Oh, he's handsome and he can throw the ball.
The Kentucky Derby, Dave. Kentucky Derby. All the women get dressed up and hats and dressed up. They couldn't name 2 fucking horses on that race.
Nope. Their boyfriends are betting. Who do you want to choose? She's like, I'll choose the one with the nice name.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
Listen, are there women? And I'm saying, yes, I get it. If you're Paige Beckers and you're a WNBA player and you live for sports, you say to yourself, what the heck is going on? I live for sports.
But do you really believe black women are less marketable or being marketed less?
I'll give you multiple examples in track and field. Okay.
No, I know track and field, but that's not a mainstream sport.
She won the 200 meters. She makes millions now. She's beautiful. Okay, she's black. I mean,
who was that? Who's that? Who?
Gabby Thomas.
Gabby Thomas. Oh my God! And how about the hurdler for Sarah McLachlan? I think it is, or what's her name?
Sarah McLachlan's
the singer.
She just got married.
No, Cindy McLachlan. Beautiful. She's incredible. She's incredible.
She's in Olympic sports, they're making money. I know Simone Biles. Yeah,
Simone Biles. She's not like it's not like she's a beauty queen, but she's presentable. She's fairly attractive. She's an unbelievable athlete.
Yeah, she's a good person. Yep. Okay. No, I agree with you.
So when I hear them say that, it's like no, it's you don't have. There may not. I mean, there may be. Listen, I just don't know enough about WNBA.
Yeah,
current WNBA, but there may be black athletes that are beautiful that are players. Okay. But it's a combination of things. It's a combination of things. It's performance. In order to be marketable, there is some personality to it. And look, the reality is, if someone is really good looking, they're going to have a better chance at that as a female.
That's like life in general.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. I just wasn't.
And it's not a sexual thing, honestly.
No, yes, it's not.
I get it at the lowest level. There are people that might sexualize things. But I'm saying, I'm looking at attractive on my screen. Do I enjoy watching commercials with ugly people, or do I enjoy watching commercials with good-looking people on
That's why we watch television in the first place, to watch attractive people.
There you go.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. I was just surprised that she was so steadfast and vehement about her comments.
Let's ask this question. If there was a female football league,
well, there is
the lingerie. Yes.
Well, not the lingerie league. Let's take the lingerie out. Lingerie is goes right to my example. But if it was regular tackle league and you had 5'11" 300-pound women on the line.
Well, you coached.
Are those women going to be gracing the covers?
How do you market that?
I mean, come on. I mean,
no, they're not. You're right.
It's unrealistic.
You're right.
It's unrealistic. It's stupid.
You're right.
Maybe we could put her in the Nathan's hot dog eating contest.
Well, you said
July.
You coached a girl, right? You said you had a girl on your team.
Great athlete.
She was great.
Great person. Great athlete.
Yeah. No, I was surprised at how passionate Paige was about it.
Paige has been adamant about it from the get-go, and
she has.
A little bit of this goes to your point of maybe it's a little bit of the LGBTQ thing.
Yeah, of course.
That may. You said it. I don't know what her lifestyle is, but if that is indeed the case, if that's what her lifestyle is, then you know what? Then a lot of people who are in that sector as females in sports do feel like they get shafted because they feel like there's multiple things against them. And now listen, Paige Beckers probably views herself as someone who was privileged. Okay.
She's entitled 100%. Yeah.
She had a lot of success and she feels like I get millions of dollars. I'm privileged. It's like, well, yes, maybe a little bit, Paige, but the bottom line is you were the best player in the country.
You earned it. You earned it.
You earned it. Why
she wasn't actually the best player in the country, but okay.
She wasn't?
No.
This year?
No, she wasn't. The USC girl.
Juju.
But no, I agree with you.
They're 1 and 2.
All right, so there's a woman.
There's a woman that should be marketable. I've seen Juju on TV.
Yeah.
She should be marketable. She should be marketable.
Yeah.
She's marketable.
She's got a good NIL deal. I think she'll be fine.
It's this false. It's this pandering nonsense. Like, you feel guilty, fine. You feel like someone, listen, we all went to college. Okay, I went to college at UConn. So did you. And when you're in college, every person is a little more liberal when they're in college. Okay, for the most part. So I understand fresh out of college how she kind of thinks about it. But you should, when you speak about things, especially if you're in a limelight, and especially if you want to put people in a better position, you should try to do more research and speak the truth. Because to me, it's offensive to people like the track athletes.
I think it's ignorant. I agree.
To say, hey, she's making millions, and it's like, come on. So
no, it's 100% ignorant. I agree.
Actually, that's what it is. You just said it.
It's ignorant. No, it is. It's an ignorant take on her part.
It's a fishbowl statement.
But I think, like I said, I think it's because she may have a significant other who is of the opposite race, and that is why she said it.
Well, listen, if you're in a dub, I don't believe that, to be honest. I believe she's in a college locker room and then a WNBA locker room.
Yeah.
Okay.
Overnight, it happened.
A large number of African Americans who probably feel like they're shafted in some way, shape, or form from this. They probably feel that way.
She's coming in. Yeah.
And she's a rookie coming in, and they're, we need you, Paige. We need you. We need you. You believe the same things we do. We need you. Just like Sue Bird got manipulated by the whack job that she's married to. Okay? So
yeah, the soccer player. Yeah.
And listen, do some of the things that they have issues about, do some of them make sense? This is not one of them.
I agree.
There are things that are legit that they probably do maybe have beef about.
I agree. If you're marketable, you're marketable. It doesn't matter the race, ethnicity, any of that.
Is anyone knocking down our doors to put us on the cover of Vogue?
Maybe me. I don't know. Maybe me. Maybe I can be on Jet or Vogue or one of those. I can pull it off.
There's a lot more to it.
With my Lebanese skin. Yeah.
The Association for the Blind is on line 2 for Steve Cully.
Billy the Liquor Guy. That's talk more about the garbage. That's
not funny. Yeah, he thought we were going back to talk about the garbage.
Oh no!
I know. I said no, Billy. We'll skip the garbage.
That was a great move by you. That was a good move.
Yes.
See, I did one good thing right.
That was good.
Otherwise, you would have been.
Are we talking about how he picked up garbage again? I can recap that for you if you guys want it.
I also wanted to ask you because we had a big discussion at the house last night about Doge and everything that Doge is doing.
Mm-hmm.
And
you had a big discussion at the house with Kitty and Herb.
My Uncle Tom's a conservative.
Oh, Tom, yeah.
So I'm going to get kicked out of the Yukon Circle now.
He started it.
I'm going to get kicked out of the Yukon Circle for my comments.
No. Well, because we were talking about the Biden thing, and they're finding more and more information about the shooting at the Trump rally. And I said, Trump got impeached freaking twice. They should investigate this shooting, and then they should investigate, like I told you guys, his cabinet and inner circle that propped up this mumbling, bumbling moron puppet as our president for 4 years, and they knew he was incompetent. And my Uncle Tom agreed with me. He said 100%. They impeached Trump twice. Biden was allowed to run our country. We might as well have had Mickey Mouse.
It's not going to do anything. So, all right. So they find the cabinet guilty.
Yeah, they find his inner circle.
And then what?
Federal prison.
That's not going to happen.
So you're saying if they spend the money, they do they wasted.
You move on.
Yes,
they wasted millions of dollars.
Doesn't matter.
On Trump's impeachment.
It's not going to happen because they had to. They were afraid the guy was going to get reelected and win, and that's what happened. He got reelected and he won. But they did everything possible.
They didn't want him to run again.
Everything possible in their book of tricks, their bag of tricks. They reached inside.
You're right.
They looked for anything possible to be able to stop this guy. Impeachments, embezzlement, money laundering, illegal evaluations of property.
They went to Mar-a-Lago.
Hiding of documents that he shouldn't have possession of as information, just like Biden had, and then finally they tried to shoot him, and they couldn't get the guy. That's what they need to investigate. What they need to investigate is what happened in Butler, Pennsylvania. No, nothing will come back to him.
I think it'll go through. You don't think it'll go through?
I don't care. The guy's cremated. Okay, number one.
He was buried at sea.
He's cremated. Yeah, him and Osama bin Laden. They dumped him right off a boat. Bottom line, the guy's cremated, but he has bank records.
Yeah, from all over the country.
He had phones that supposedly the FBI and CIA, who are under the control of the Democratic Party, could not access.
Could not track. Yep.
We can't track.
They couldn't find him coming up.
They can find a hair of dandruff on a roach's ass in the desert in Saudi Arabia, but they cannot open up this kid's phone.
Well, then they shouldn't have shot and killed him.
Well they should have. At that time, I think you kill him.
No, I know,
but bottom line,
that's crazy.
That's where they should investigate the angle. There has to be ties. You can't tell me
there's a
this
money
20-year-old kid who worked in a retirement home feeding senior citizens.
Yeah,
all of a sudden comes up with high scoped rifles, technology to be able to
bank accounts in Panama,
and access to get inside with a fully loaded
as people
rifle.
him climb.
As people watch, and everybody lets it go.
And they called the police. They watched him climb.
Right. And you're telling me that's not the focal story of what this administration should be investigating?
That's what
should be the only thing they've been. Now, Doge aside. Doge is great. Doge is great because we see where all the money's been fucking thrown away. It's been thrown away on useless programs trying to just influence foreigners, foreign nations and foreign individuals to be able to sway towards a liberal or democratic thought process. So then that way they can it's like this is like COVID. Democracy. The Democratic Party is like COVID. Yes. It starts out in a little sweatshop wet market in China. Okay, and then it expands all over the globe. They want everyone to catch this Democrat. Wow. They wanted to catch the Democrat virus.
That's what it is.
It's a It's like exactly. It's like the zombies.
I still think they're communists.
What it is, they want everyone to catch the liberal virus because then that way the Arab world will accept gays and transsexuals, right?
Transgenders,
transsexuals, transgenders, transams. It doesn't matter.
I don't think you can say that.
Yes, that's what they want. Oh, they're going to be accepted because we're going to give them so much money and we're going to take care of all their little problems. And then all of a sudden they're going to warm up to us. They're going to accept our liberal views.
Dave, I had to ask you this because this was a big discussion. This AOC person, they were talking about AOC. Who's AOC?
She's marketable.
She's marketable. She's running for president.
Allegedly, not yet.
She hasn't officially announced, but
they
were saying that she
are all out crazy.
Yeah. Is she out of her mind like loony?
Yeah.
Oh, she is.
Yeah.
She's like the girl that you go on a date.
Oh boy.
And you meet this girl and she's from this really high academic school and she's pretty and you convince her to go on a date with you and you sit down across from her and you start the date and you order appetizers and she immediately tells you that she's a vegan. And then she goes
that's not bad. I mean,
and then she goes on to tell you how she then is going to save the planet. And then she goes on.
I think that's all great.
To tell you that you shouldn't order a burger because you have carbon emissions from it. Well. And then you sit there and you drink your soda and she tells you how much sugar is in that soda you're drinking.
Yeah.
Then you get a beer and she says, if you drink alcohol, you're more likely to die.
Yeah. And then she says that she has a cock. And that's when you stick a fork right in your fucking eye.
You enjoy this beauty, by the way. It is over 6 inches long. And
so she's please. She's a vegan. I can't have soda.
No, my point is she don't stop. Yeah. She don't stop talking. She's telling you that all the things that have to happen.
She's going to save the world.
And you're seeing this pretty woman across from you, and you just want to eat your meal and take her home and go around a little bit and enjoy your night. And she's solving every problem in the world.
Fool around a little bit. You can't touch her, Dave.
He's got to put a sock
touch her. Please.
So they were talking about the AOC. So this is the AOC person they were talking about.
Alexandria Ocasio.
She thinks she's smarter than you, Steve.
Right.
I know.
Frank.
That's the problem.
By the way, my Uncle Tom.
You hit it on the head. That's the problem. These liberals just think because they went to college somewhere, okay, that ends in Ivy. They think that they all this knowledge. They think that they become smarter. They're almost like what's that next stage? Like you ever see that movie Lucy? Where Scarlett Johansson gets drugs into her body by accident and blows up, and she absorbs it into her system, and all of a sudden she has an elevated level of state. Her brain goes from the average brain goes 10%, 20%, and her brain goes all the way to 100%.
Oh, that sounds like Limited. Okay.
Oh, it's a great movie, and that's exactly what the liberals are. The liberals are all Scarlett Johansson and Lucy. They all think that their education level has transformed into some super being that can be able to not only tell you what to do, but control you what to do. Because if I tell you, you're going to have to do it.
My Uncle Tom agreed 100% when I said that. I said the Democrats think they're smarter than all of us. That's why they're better than us. He thought that hit the nail right on the head.
Yeah,
because they believe in education.
They definitely think they're smarter than you.
Yeah, but they're not. They can't run the country.
No,
they're not street smart.
That's what they believe.
Yeah, they believe in education.
I learned in college there was one thing: the biggest and the meanest make the rules. You could be as smart as you want, but if I can bury you, it's not going to make a difference.
You get donkey punched. It's not going to make a difference.
That's it.
So he was talking about this AOC person being
Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
I just want to call her AOC. That's too long.
All you do is call an AI. So we're all the same level of intelligence, basically.
Right.
Yeah. We're smart enough to use AI.
Uncle Tom was talking about how she's nuts and she has no business, running our country, and she can't believe that's the best that the Dems can do. He thinks the Dems are panicking right now.
The party's in disarray.
That's what he said. He said they're panicking, and that's why they rolled her out. Is that accurate, you think?
John Fetterman, if you remember, when he was first running, he had a stroke, and then he lost his ability to debate. I mean, he's totally falling apart, right. And he beats Dr. Oz in a state of death. He beats Dr. Oz.
What do you mean he beats Dr. Oz?
He ran for the position.
Oh, when he got more votes.
For against Dr. Oz, right? Am I correct in that, Dave? It was against Dr. Oz, right?
Yeah, that was the race where Dr. Oz thought he was going to win, and he didn't win.
And Fetterman,
Fetterman beat him. Yeah, it was Fetterman. Yeah.
So Fetterman from that point was the darling of the Democratic Party. They love this guy. He's unbelievable. All that. Then he has some kind of a health issue, goes into the hospital at that for a while, and then after that he goes to seek some. He goes for therapy, like a mental, like he had to go see a psychiatrist. Yeah, he was losing it a little bit, and then he comes back, and all of a sudden he's saying, we've got to protect Israel. The border needs to. We need to strengthen the border. Yeah. He's saying all these Republican talking points.
Straight,
right? So now that guy is now the stories are leaking out.
Fetterman now.
What's that? Yeah, they're leaking stories, Dave. They're saying that now he has some kind of mental issue. This is what the left is doing right now. The liberal left media
far to say
they're saying They're saying he has some kind of physical mental issue. Exactly.
Oh my God!
So now they're trying to phase him out.
That's insane.
It's unbelievable because Fetterman's thinking for himself.
Right.
That's all it is. It doesn't mean that Fetterman is not still have a lot of the values that they have, but he's going issue by issue and saying,
well, was he saying stuff like this before all this happened?
No, during the election, no.
Yeah, okay.
But again, that's where he had health issues.
The dude
had a stroke.
Right.
Legit stroke.
So you didn't know.
You see Popovich, he just had a stroke. You see what Popovich
like. He looks a little rough right now too. Yep.
Yeah, it's very difficult when you, especially the first period of time when you get out.
Yeah, it takes so long to relearn how to talk.
But so that's my point. My point is, so Fetterman is one section of the Democratic Party, and there are some Democrats that agree with how he's presenting himself right now. Then there's the middle of the road party, the old school Chuck Schumer guy who just will back anything as long as the money and the cash is coming into him and he can control and keep power. Yep. And then there's the totally liberal left wing of the party where you have Ilhan Omar, you got the squad there, you have AOC who's controlling. Bernie Sanders floats. Bernie Sanders is like the he
goes back and forth.
Prince with a turban on his head on the carpet, and he's going back and forth over the top of each group.
He was actually a Republican?
No. He's always been independent, but he sort of gravitates to whatever angle has the best leverage. You know what I mean? Right. And he holds his ground on certain things, but at certain points he gives in and goes back if he sees the tide turning. So you're dealing with so many different.
He's a fair weather fan. Okay.
You're dealing with so many different facets in the Democratic Party right now. They're all fragmented.
Yeah.
So there's no way they can come together. The only thing they're going to come together on is if it's against Donald Trump.
Yes, that's the only.
If it's against Donald Trump, and Musk was thrown in there because he's sort of the stooge or the leader, depending on how you look at it. Musk was thrown in there, but if it's any kind of a plan against Donald Trump, then yes, they're going to do it. If not, it's not going to happen.
So, where did this AOC character come from? Is she a congressman, senator?
She's a House of Representatives member.
Oh, she's
Queens. She's Queens. I think
Queens
she's
from
our
state.
I thought she was the Bronx. Okay. Queens.
Maybe it was the Bronx. I apologize.
She's from our state.
Yeah, she's New York State.
Wow. And she's gained all this traction.
Oh yeah.
Just because
she's always
in the absence of
not just because of her political views.
Because there's nobody there.
No, because she's good looking and young. She's marketable. She's marketable.
Young.
She's marketable to young people.
Look at Ilhan Omar.
No,
okay?
no one wants to. That's someone.
Want to look at AOC.
How old is AOC?
30. Didn't you say 32 or 35, Dave? I think you told me this week.
I think she'll be old enough in this next election to be.
She's
to run for president.
32?
No, she's older. I think she's 30. She might be 34, 35.
She's gotten that much steam at 32 years of age because of her looks and because the Democratic Party's in disarray.
And because not just because she was doing this before, like even so, she's always the arguer. She's always saying that she's for the people. She's for social programs. Yeah. She's for checks to everyone. She's grants. For reparations. She's for
reparations.
Any kind of radical.
She's like
left
Oprah. You
policy.
You get one.
She's for less police enforcement. She's for less. She's for no bail. She's for all those things that you have to stand back and look at after a while and go, that's insane. How do you control society like that?
Yeah, it's going to be.
They're just running through the streets. Exactly.
It's going to be a free for all.
So that's where her angle is.
I think she's Evita.
Evita, that's great. That's a great analysis right there, Steve. Let's do a history lesson right now, Dave.
I don't know
Steve. Who is Evita?
I don't know. Madonna in the movie.
Yeah, is she? Yes,
that's
Dave.
all I know.
Yes,
she liberated some country.
Yes, Argentina.
She liberated some country. Don't cry for me, Argentina.
That's right. Yes.
Yeah. I had no idea it was Argentina.
He did it.
I just know Madonna played her.
He was in his room jerking off to watching Madonna play Evita. That's how I remember.
No.
The new Madonna. Oh my God.
Oh, she's out of her gourd.
She just got a lot of work done.
Yep.
Well, you got to see the Pamela Anderson documentary. She still looks pretty good.
I can't watch that.
What do you mean you can't watch that?
No, I never. I thought
you never what?
You know what I thought was really great, but she faded and she had a lot of problems as she got older. When I was
Gina Davis.
No, Gina
Davis looks fine.
I was thinking Nicole Egger. Remember Nicole Egger?
Nicole Egger too. Yeah. From Baywatch. Yeah. Then she got
stuff. Yeah.
She got punched pretty good.
She's alive. Is she alive?
Yeah, she's alive. I think.
Oh, she is alive.
I think she is.
Yeah,
she's alive.
No, I agree. No,
now you gotta look that up, Dave.
No, but Pamela Anderson looked great. No, I was impressed.
Can't do it. But
what do you mean I can't do it?
No, I can't do it.
Why?
She does nothing for me. So
she does nothing for
me.
Nothing. Yeah. Right. That's my problem.
She looks much more natural now that she got her boobs taken.
Nah, I can't. No.
Yeah, have you ever seen Nicole Eggert in a prime, Steve?
Of course.
Come on.
Of course I saw Nicole Eggert. She was on Charles in Charge.
Yeah, she was a gem. But now she looks like
she's all right. She's not wearing any makeup. She's not wearing any makeup. Oh, okay. No comment.
Don't cry for me watching Baywatch.
Hey, listen, so Evita liberated Argentina.
Yep, and AOC is going to liberate the United States of America.
Just so I know,
I think she thinks she is. I think she thinks
was Evita part of any governmental agency?
Her husband was the leader, I think, of Argentina originally.
Yep. Because that movie won a lot of awards.
No. Was he assassinated or was he?
That's a great question. I thought he was assassinated.
Assassinated.
Yeah.
I don't know the whole.
Perón is the last name, right? I think it's Perón.
Perón, yeah.
Hey, Dave, did Shane contact you
today?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Damn it. All right.
Is he supposed to?
Well, yeah. I'm trying to get him to do your show. I don't know why he's
I haven't done the show in like months. So
I know that.
I'm enjoying my Tuesday off.
We're straying off topics.
He needs his Tuesdays. No,
we're going to stay political.
We're going to end soon.
You're losing the people.
No, can't end it.
You know what? I'm not losing anyone. Lose my balls. How about that?
Give me another political take. What do you want to talk about?
Well,
Steve?
no, they were talking about AOC saving the Democratic Party. Is that even possible? Because she's batshit crazy.
She's the next great hope. The problem is this. Okay,
it's 3 years away.
She's touring with Bernie Sanders,
which is a mistake.
So now you tour with Bernie Sanders. So
he's got old balls.
It doesn't matter. I'm going to assume that Bernie is assuming he would be president-elect, and
really, he'll be dead.
And AOC would be his vice president.
He's 82.
Doesn't matter. And AOC would be his vice president. Now, at some point in this tour, they will split off, and AOC will tell Bernie Sanders to go fuck himself, and she would never take him as a running. She wouldn't. No, okay. And she will take someone else as a vice president, and then Bernie Sanders will be pissed and will go in and divide the Democratic Party and
ruin everything.
As far right. So no matter how it turns out,
that's great.
There's going to be nails that are going to be shot at a really rapid pace. They're going to catch some people in the Democratic Party and they're going to eliminate them right off.
So you mean to tell me Bernie Sanders dead seriously thinks that this is going to lead to him running for president?
Absolutely.
And that AOC would be his vice president?
Listen, he's not. AOC has turned into the headliner, but when this started out, Bernie was like, "Hey, come with me, and we're going to go on tour."
Right.
So Bernie Sanders,
he's the guy.
Bernie Sanders has the larger national base.
Right
now.
Passing
it off to her.
Correct.
2 years from now, it'll be
now
her.
Whether he's passing it off, Dave, or whether it'll be taken over. That's
taken over.
That's what I feel. I feel it'll be taken over. I don't think Bernie's going to pass off shit. I think.
By the way, Juan Perón didn't die. It was Eva Perón died at 33.
Eva Perón. That's right.
She died of cancer.
So legitimately, if Bernie Sanders lives to be 85 years old, you think he will run for president?
Sure.
Wow.
Sure.
He didn't run for president this time.
No.
Well, he couldn't.
No.
That's right. He couldn't.
Blockaded him.
Could they have nominated him if they wanted to?
No. They could.
Well,
they could have, but it's not. Listen. They all got together.
I know.
Biden was the man. They were just injecting Biden with more steroids and more clenbuterol,
just to keep him standing up,
just to keep and figure we can get him through these debates. We can get him to
form sentences.
And he got him to the first debate. He was like he had the breakdown, and that was it. And all of a sudden, the panic came through. And
Pelosi and the Obamas.
They didn't want. Well, here's the thing. They didn't want Kamala Harris.
No, you said that.
But
you said Biden pulled a coup.
Fucked him and brought her name up as the successor to take in the race.
All right, let me just ask one more question. How would this have worked? If Kamala didn't take the spot? How would it have worked out?
I think if Shapiro took the spot, the problem with Shapiro is he wasn't a known figure. It would take longer for the public to actually know.
There still wouldn't have been a vote.
Of any kind. No, of course there would. No, they would have had. Either they could have put Shapiro in there, or they could have run a mini primary. They could have ran a 2-week mini primary. Right.
That's what people were saying, that they should have run a primary.
But my feeling is if Shapiro was the candidate for the Democratic Party, I think Trump may lose. And the only reason is, hear me out, because he's a moderate to middle Democrat. He's not a lunatic. Okay.
Right. He's not far left.
He's the state representative of Pennsylvania. So bottom line, that swing state may go to him.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a huge number of electoral votes.
Right. And just change. And then number 3, the hatred for Donald Trump was so big. Even if you didn't like Shapiro, monumental. You're going to vote for him anyways, as long as you hate Donald Trump. So I think that was a big mistake by the Democrats by putting Kamala Harris, because she was another one that just befuddled in debates. Yeah, she held her own, I think, in the debate that she had with Trump. But the problem is, once she went on tour and she started doing speaking engagements, it was atrocious. And the media did the best job they could at trying to cover that up, including, remember, 60 Minutes.
No, I know.
Remember 60 Minutes with the interview, and it was all edited.
Is there any chance that she would run again? Do you think she would come out and try it again?
Yes, I do. I think she will run. I don't know what kind of financial backing she's going to have to run, but I think she in her mind thinks. Yeah, she only lost $1.5 billion in the last race, so I think that she's. I'm almost there. If I can lose 2 more.
Do you think that Kamala would run again?
I think she would try to run. Yeah, I mean she's talking in public again. I mean, if you saw some of the last thing she was at, she's just not. She
has no charisma.
That's the word. Did you say
That's what I would say. I don't think she has any charisma at all.
For women, she does. Oh, for liberal women, that is their princess. That is their champion.
True.
She is so smart.
A lot of liberal women, as we've seen, don't have charisma.
Right.
Yeah, she's not charismatic. But AOC's charismatic, right?
AOC's charismatic, but maybe a little bit
too aggressive.
So they talked about this at dinner all last night, this AOC person. I had no idea who it was. Well, thanks for clearing that up.
You are quite the political pundit.
Well, my Uncle Tom was very happy when I said that the Democrats think they're all smarter than us.
Yeah.
They're more educated than us.
Does Uncle Tom watch the show? Does he go online and partake?
Occasionally.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. We got to get him to be a regular.
No, you don't want Uncle Tom doesn't.
Yeah, I want Tom to be a regular.
Uncle Tom is very conservative.
Yeah, that's okay. That's what we want. This is the Rebel Republic. This isn't like a just for laughs. You know what I mean?
If we call it, we'll have to call.
I thought you were gonna have Erica. Come on.
No,
Erica can't. She couldn't stay up that late.
I don't want him on the show. I'm just saying, does he watch and send him the link so he can watch it?
Oh yeah, he watches.
Yeah, just let him watch. That's all.
Yeah.
I'm not asking for miracles.
No, he would come on. He'd love the stuff you're saying. No, Erica couldn't stay up late. I apologize. She does want to come on, and when we're done with Billy the Liquor Guy, she'll come on.
Well, but my Billy the Liquor Guy outtakes from it was Billy the Liquor Guy lives for sex, and has tried every. He
loves Frank. He thinks Frank's smart.
Oh yes, he's tried every extreme. Frank is smart. He tried every extreme thing there is possible job he could have. He was a wrestler.
He wrestled a bear. He wrestled the grizzly bear.
He drove garbage trucks.
No takedown on him. He tried to
for wrestling purposes only. He tried to leg lock a grizzly bear, which I think that's impossible. But I know he tried to leg lock a grizzly bear.
They would never let a human, an outsider, in with a grizzly bear.
I tried to get to early in the podcast, but I don't think anyone got it. I was trying to get to the. Steve, you haven't seen this, so you should go see it. All these videos.
Great.
The one
and he wrestled. Didn't he wrestled
gorilla versus Billy Sonato, 100 Billy Sonatos. Who wins
versus a gorilla?
That's what I want to know. I want to know one gorilla versus 100 Billy Sonatos.
He also trained with Chief Wahoo of the Cleveland Indians.
It's Wahoo McDaniel. That's the wrestler. Wahoo McDaniel.
Chief Wahoo. I thought
you insult my wrestler.
I don't know who that is.
And Eric the Viking.
And Eric the Viking. Obviously, I
don't even think there was an Eric the Viking. I'm gonna have to look that up.
No. His favorite move was the disembowelment.
Yeah, and they would have never let an outsider wrestle a bear.
Sure, they would have.
No, they wouldn't have.
Sure, they would have.
Not back then.
No. Billy
I
boozed
think
him up.
Billy the Liquor Guy to Paige Beckers.
Yes,
that'll go over fantastic.
That would be a moment that I would like to capture on video.
You want to capture something on video? If he comes next week and my father drops me off, I will video that interaction. That will amuse you.
You should give
intently
hire a camera guy
to follow him around.
Yes,
to follow around Billy the Liquor Guy.
That's your movie with him.
That's
right. Follow that guy around during.
He doesn't do anything. He goes to book signings and then gets laid.
The interactions would be magical.
I heard he gave the bear 3 bottles of Jack Daniels before he leg locked him.
Okay. Well,
and then he arrested him. Put him in cuffs.
I arrested him because the booze was illegal. He drank it. You damn bear.
And all they give is fines.
My favorite was he met a guy that had a moonshine thing going on. He lived in a tent.
And a distillery. That's right.
He had a full distillery. I just had this visual of a cop. Freeze. From an illegal distillery. He's homeless.
That was the only question you asked.
They just dropped off all the corn. He's making mash. That's illegal. Send in the 300-pound African American.
Wait, did he say? Did he drop the N-word?
No.
They called him
What
salt
did he say?
pepper.
He says African American.
I heard him say something.
No.
Okay.
That was his partner.
That's his partner. That's his partner.
Yeah.
He's a big tough guy.
He's 6'5", 300 plus pounds, carrying weapons, and he's a black belt.
And he's a black belt
in karate or
like,
something. Right?
like he needs anything else.
And they had to ruin a guy's life that lived in a tent because he had
That's
a
right.
moonshine
I'd send that
operation.
guy in first.
He had a
Every
moonshine
time you're going in.
operation.
I still think we should buy the tractor trailer and try the smuggling of cigarettes.
Smuggling cigarettes across the border.
I think his movie would be so good if they just
Oh, my
pulled
God.
the stories out of him.
Yeah.
I pulled him out. I asked good questions. I pulled him out.
We have to like build the picture more. Like in my head,
We can edit it. We
Let me
can
tell
edit
you
the
the vision
episode.
I have of Billy
What?
the Liquor Guy.
What?
Him and his partner in a brown like Chevelle. Okay,
Like a big
driving
one?
around the state of New York, upstate New York,
Yeah.
on the reservation, but guys with tents. He's going. What are you doing? I'm just drinking my moonshine. You're under arrest.
You're not on the res.
Busted prostitutes coming across from Canada. The Russian prostitutes trying to come across.
Yeah, the Russians threw me
From
off.
Canada. You only get in if you bend over this table.
The truck driver bribed him, but she had no teeth. He said no. Guarantee it. If she was a 10, he probably would have done it.
I'm just so down.
If he was a 10, she would have done it.
It is honestly, it is great material. If you're doing a movie, you could pull. I envision him being a sex fiend, Dirty Harry.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. I mean,
But more
I think
talkative.
it would be better as a comedy almost.
Maybe he would be a
Like,
sex fiend, Dom DeLuise.
I was
no,
thinking
he's not as fat as Dom.
I'm not saying fat, just talkative.
Police Academy.
yeah,
Oh,
Police Academy.
Oh
You
yeah,
get-
who would he
you
be
get,
at a
like-
police academy?
You get, like,
He'd be the sergeant, the
You
guy
get like
that always
Steve
yells,
Carell to play
"Mahoney!"
him. Steve Carell to play Billy the Liquor Guy, like a bulked up version. Get Steve
Yeah.
Carell, I like the juice. Get him bulked up. and
Yeah,
then
but
you get-
you've seen Billy's picture though. I mean, he's total guinea when he was
He's
young.
I saw, yeah.
G.W. Bailey. G.W. Bailey from
Bailey.
Police Academy.
No, we
G.W. Bailey was my favorite.
got to find one of those middle-aged mobster guys
Yes.
to play him.
I mean, he's a big guy. He's a big
Yeah,
guy.
we'll get Sammy the Bull still around.
Sammy the Bull. No, it's
We'll
not
get Sammy
the Bull.
Gravano.
Sammy Gravano's small. You got to get a big dude, black hair.
Yes.
Yeah, he's got to be. He's got to be a
Gotta be a
solid.
big dude.
Yeah, we got to
He's
find
got to
somebody.
be funny, though. He's got to be funny.
And then his partner's got to be Bubba Smith.
Bubba Smith is dead.
Oh, he is.
Yes.
Damn it.
He's dead.
Damn it.
Oh,
We'll
that
find
was
somebody.
perfect.
Tall Jones.
Tall Jones dead. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get Jim Jeffcoat
Yep. Yeah, Jim Jeffco. There we go.
or the fridge. We'll
Yep.
get the fridge for
Yep.
you.
Yep.
Or,
Oh, I didn't know that. All right. Damn.
no,
yes.
you get what's
We
his
got to do
name?
casting.
What's the guy from the guy who plays with Steph Curry?
Draymond Green
Draymond Green.
is going to be his partner. Draymond could be his partner.
God
Yeah.
He would be
damn.
what is he, like 6'10", 6'9"?
6'6".
Well,
And
listen.
he's angry, but he's kind of funny.
Yeah. Yeah. He'll have a good edge. He'll have a good
He's got
edge.
an edge. And then who would play Billy the Liquor Guy now?
It's got to be an action guy who's, I mean, a
It's gotta be an action.
thick guy, Italian, thick Italian guy.
Mark Wahlberg could pull it off.
No,
No, he's too short. He's too small.
no, yeah, you got to get a big,
Really
big
small.
dude.
I mean, Mark Wahlberg is funny a little bit, and is tough.
John Cena could pull it off too.
The Rock.
The Rock
The
can't
Rock
pull
could
it
pull
off.
it
He's Samoan.
The Rock would
no.
be a good Billy the Liquor Guy. It's just
No,
that he
he would not. No,
he's-
he's Samoan. No. It's got to be John Cena or it's got to be Marky Mark.
What was the Rock slogan thing? Can you,
If you smell what the Rock is
if
cooking,
you smell what the Rock is
don't
cooking?
say his slogan.
If you, I don't know.
It's his
what it is.
catchphrase.
I don't know what the hell it
You
is.
disrespect the wrestling business at every turn.
If you smell what the
You
res is cooking,
smell what the Rock.
what the res is cooking.
The Rez-
Yeah.
Now I'm trying to think of a perfect guy for this.
There is no perfect guy.
There will be. We'll find it.
There has to be. There definitely is.
I'm the only guy I can think about is Silvio Dante from The Sopranos.
Something like that would be good, but that's overdone. He's too. No.
You don't think he can play anyone else?
No. Plus, he's like 78 years old right now.
Is he that old?
Yeah. So no, it can't be. It can't be that. It's got to be. But it's got to be something
we'll
like
get
that.
AJ Soprano can pull it off.
No, you know who would have been good, but he's too old now. The guy who wrote
Paulie Walnuts.
Paulie Walnuts is dead too.
Yeah.
No, the guy who wrote the he was a great actor. He wrote the Bronx Tale. The guy
Robert De Niro.
No.
Robert De Niro didn't write a blank.
No,
he starred in it. Yeah. Right.
He plays the mobster in it. Actually.
Yeah.
Chaz Palminteri.
He'd be good. He's a little too old though too. He's like 80.
He's not that old.
He's like 80.
Everyone you think's too old.
Well, all those mobsters from that area are old, man.
Well, let's get Joe Pesci then.
What about Tony Soprano's nephew? What's his name?
His nephew?
What's his name? The kid, the sidekick all the time, stayed with him. It's his nephew.
He never had a nephew.
Yes, he did.
The nephew was Carm's.
No. He was one of the main characters in The Sopranos.
Not Jackie Aprile.
No, younger guy. It was his nephew. What the hell's his name?
Michael Imperioli.
Michael Imperioli.
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
Michael Imperioli.
Because he's probably in his 50s right now, somewhere
he's
in there.
Probably older than that. But yeah. Michael Imperioli would be.
But somebody like that, you can turn him into like in the 30s. You can get him younger if they look
they
older.
did it with De Niro in the.
Right.
How about Liam Neeson? Liam Neeson?
No, I won't want Liam Neeson near anything.
I have a particular set of skills.
Michael Imperioli. That's a great idea. Get in touch with his agent.
You will turn over the alcohol, or I will find you. And I will fuck you.
Well, if Billy
said
he was telling people,
and Jermaine Green or whatever his name is,
he was telling people at the book signings that if they do a sexual act, they can be in the movie. And I said, Blumpkin, write it down. He wrote it down. So tomorrow, if he mentions Blumpkins, people say yes, they're in the movie.
That just killed the whole thing. Thank you. We were rolling. I was happy. We were laughing.
Why are Blumpkins so disturbing to you?
It's stupidity. It's stupidity. You don't get anybody like that. You don't pick up anybody in life.
Hey babe.
No, yeah. Hey babe. Would you mind if
Sylvester Stallone younger to play it?
Yeah, something like that.
Stallone could still do it. He could still pull it off.
Right.
He looks great.
Stallone would be good because he's really good in that series.
Tulsa. He just got to get off. He just got to get off of the series. That's all to come to the movie.
And Jean-Claude Van Damme, someone like that.
Jean-Claude would be fantastic as the angry Scandinavian.
Wesley Snipes.
Yeah, Wesley Snipes. Always bet on black. He could be the partner, though. Wesley Snipes, he could bulk up a little bit, be the partner.
Wesley Snipes would be a great partner.
Oh, he'd be a good play along. We got to find somebody for the role.
Find Michael Imperioli's agent, and we'll give him the script.
I'm sure there's younger, or you could just take like Josh Brolin or one of those guys who are in their mid-50s.
Nah, they're too handsome. I don't want Josh Brolin. I like Josh Brolin.
Yeah, but I could see him.
He was in the Goonies. Come on.
Was it Josh Brolin? No, he wasn't in the Goonies.
Yeah, Josh Brolin was in the Goonies. He was the older brother. No, we're not putting Josh Brolin in this. This hypothetical movie that hasn't gone into.
We got to get some. There's got to be some Italian guy that's up and coming.
It's got to be an up and comer.
We don't have an up and coming Italian guy acting anymore. What is going on?
Yeah, I was just looking it up. I couldn't find any. That's the crazy.
We're losing our mojo.
What?
There's no shows out there anymore.
Italian actors. What happened?
We used to control everything.
Yes.
Even a young Ray Liotta would be good in that role.
Ray Liotta, perfect.
He's not alive. You're correct.
How about what's his name? The best actor of the best guy in Hollywood right now. What's his name? Leonardo DiCaprio.
Nah.
He's too pretty.
Yeah, I always think of him as a pussy.
Yeah, but you know what though? He was great in that movie where he was
Basketball Diaries.
Well, Wolf of Wall Street. Basketball Diaries. He sucked dick.
Yeah. Billy,
No, he
Billy
did.
likes sex.
Basketball Diaries wasn't about
I was
basketball.
thinking of the movie where he's in the wilderness and he's
not Unforgiven.
No, it was like Bear White Out or something.
Yeah. Oh my God, what's the name of that movie? Great movie. You're right. Yeah,
there was no
fantastic
dialogue. I
I
remember.
would not have believed him in that role.
No.
If that's I think why he's such a good actor, because he somehow, like, I think of him, yes, as the soft guy, but like he's able to somehow, like, he gets you believe in these.
He's a good actor.
Well, Basketball
Good
Diaries, I was believing he was sucking cock.
Yeah.
Believe me.
Well,
And then I quickly found out Basketball Diaries wasn't about basketball.
yeah.
How about Johnny Depp?
I don't know.
Johnny Depp could do it. I think Johnny Depp.
Johnny
Absolutely.
Depp's funny. He's funny too.
I like Johnny Depp. I take Johnny Depp.
You bulk up Johnny Depp a little bit.
What about who's the guy that played Junior's helper in The Sopranos? He's a
Bobby
little
Baklava.
Yeah, well, he can work out a little bit. He lose a little weight.
Well, he used to wear a fat suit. That really wasn't.
No, he didn't. Bullshit.
No, he did. He
Did
did.
he?
Yeah, he wore a fat
Come
suit.
on.
Look it up. Yeah, he did.
I just see him in. He's been in Blue Bloods
Well,
for
I'm
like
sure he's
10
fat
years.
now, but if you look it up, Bobby Baklava wore a fat suit.
Bobby Bacala.
I can't. I'm not Italian. I'm Lebanese.
Bacala is codfish.
All right, well,
Italian.
look it up. He wore a fat suit. It was either him or Vito. I can't remember.
You are Arab. Bobby Baklava. Can you drizzle a little honey over that baklava, please?
All right, well, Dave, this has been another banner fucking episode of Rebel Republic. Fucking AOC and Blumpkins and Bobby Baklava.
Hey, how many years do they get in jail for illegal booze? They don't. They just pay a fine. That ruined the whole thing.
We tracked them halfway across America.
Yeah, I thought they were going to federal prison. Smuggling from Canada.
Yeah. Every cigarette you buy at the bodegas funded every terrorist that's come over in this country.
He said
Stop buying cigarettes at the bodegas.
He said that for a fact. The terrorists.
Please pick up your tent and move it.
Dave, will you stop with the goddamn tent?
Move it across onto reservation land, please.
God fucking damn it.
You're on Indian land. Please.
You're on State Route 3 right now. That's illegal.
All right. Well, for the voice of fucking.
Could you send me your best whore, please, to the hotel room? I'll take care of the rest.
I can't. You two.
Your finest bottle of champagne.
You two can't be together. Jesus. There's such a lack of maturity between the both of you. I can't even talk about Blumpkins.
Hey, we could arrest this guy, but let's drive 6 hours down to the city and follow him and see what's going on. I want to find where the real action's at.
The little bodega guy. Here,
Excuse me, sir. What do you have? 60,000 cigarettes in your truck? I'm going to give you a citation.
Sir, is that a distillery? No, that's what I get money from. When
Okay. I know.
I can't handle with this tin can. You're making moonshine with that tin can.
You think moonshine? You got some mash back there? What do you got?
Oh, no, sir. That's how you get money from people on the street. You know?
Okay. Well, great Rebel Republic assholes. All right. The voice of reason.
I know I pulled you over, but do you have any strippers and cocaine? I'll make you a deal.
Frank Cristiano, fucking asshole Coach Schumann is laughing at everything and wants to go live in a tent with a distillery. I'm Steve Cully, the best podcast host in the universe.
Hey, can you close the door to the tent? It's fucking cold.
This is Rebel Republic. Remember, when life gives you lemons, don't make lemonade.
Make mash.
Take
Make some
2
booze.
oranges and throw cigarettes back at life.
Oh, shit.
My God.
That's